Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. It's Sports with Mono and Mono. It's the 27th day of November, 2021. And as always, here with my partner, Steve.
Did I hear a different opening just now? Ladies and gentlemen?
Well, listen, we want to reach out to our entire audience.
Sure, I'm just making note of it. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the show.
Yeah.
I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I'd like to thank my partner who had me over for a succulent bird.
It really was.
It really was. The stuffing was, and
A Monahan tradition, by the way.
it was.
I was glad to have you, and hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving.
That's it. That's the main thing.
And as we know, our monologue is sponsored by Coriano Trucking of Summerhill, New York, and I turn the microphone over to my youngest brother and partner, Steve.
Well, thank you, Jim. So, I had to work a night shift this week, and I got home at about 1 in the morning, and I sat on my couch, and it just randomly was flicking through the channels. And on HBO, I didn't know there's an in-season Hard Knocks, right, with the Indianapolis Colts. So I turned this on because I love football. My point is, I got an inside thing on Jonathan Taylor, number 28 for the Indianapolis Colts. I also got an insight into Frank Reich and Carson Wentz. But most importantly, my point is for our audience, especially the Giant fans, and Jim and I talked about this before the show, is Jonathan Taylor is Saquon Barkley, if that makes sense. Jonathan Taylor is doing everything that Saquon Barkley should be doing, right? And if you look up the numbers, I mean, Jonathan Taylor just had a 5-touchdown game, 2 weeks ago. He's leading the league in this, he's leading the league in that, he's doing this, he's doing that. And he's been on our radar. Watched Jonathan Taylor at Wisconsin. Turns out to be a second-round pick, I think, or late first round, if I remember correctly. But, folks, my point is, I said when the Giants drafted Barkley, I was all in. So I can't take that back, okay? But Jonathan Taylor, my point in this monologue is, folks, he's the best running back in the league, and he's everything that Saquon Barkley should be. And I don't know how else to say it.
Listen, I'm not...
And that's my monologue.
Very good. And actually, you're right. This kid is a stud. He's a Jersey kid, as a matter of fact.
He is.
But I actually got to give a shout out to one of our listeners, Kenny Backer. Jonathan Taylor's been on his radar since he was a sophomore in high school. And now he's materialized, and good point, because listen, as you guys know, I'm a Giants fan too, and nobody wanted Saquon Barkley to be more successful in this league than me. And you're right, it's frustrating, it's like injury prone, and he's not what Jonathan Taylor is today, and I'll give you that. But you know what? I still think this kid's going to be a superstar if he stays healthy.
I don't.
If not with the Giants, with somebody else.
I don't think superstar, because, and the only reason, Jim, I say that is because the expectation level for me, for you, for everybody else
was very high. I got it.
It's Barry Sanders, Gale Sayers, special stuff.
Right.
Emmett Smith,
Yep.
Walter Payton.
Yep.
Right? We're not seeing it.
I know.
And I get the Giant line
I know
stinks.
that.
I get it.
I'm with you.
I get it.
I'm not dodging this bullet.
And he's
here.
a great kid, and that's
Love
the
him to
thing.
death. Great
Me
kid.
too.
Yeah.
But I'm not seeing it.
I got it.
So when I saw this thing on Jonathan Taylor, and you see the production of Jonathan Taylor,
Yep. Okay.
that's my point.
Good point. Good monologue. And listen.
So, folks, my point is watch Jonathan Taylor,
Right.
because you're going to see this guy's going to be special for about, as long as he's healthy, this guy is going to be the back
Right.
for the next 10 years.
And this
hopefully.
this is good segue into our NFL segment. And Adrian Peterson was cut again.
Yeah.
And we're talking about a Jonathan Taylor. Listen, the first 10 years of Adrian Peterson's career were phenomenal.
He's going to the
Right?
Hall of Fame.
Absolutely, he's going to the Hall of
Right.
Fame. But he's been hanging on for the past 5 years. Yeah, the span,
Compiler,
the,
like
the
we always talk
lifespan
about.
of an NFL running back. And listen, Jonathan Taylor, this is his time in the sun, and he's living up to expectations, and it's great.
Exceeding them.
Good point. But guys, the career of an NFL running back, aside from the Sanders and the Emmitt Smiths.
But back to Adrian Peterson real quick. I mean, what are we talking here now? 13?
14 maybe, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Now, listen, on a personal side, he had the incident with the kids and stuff. Yeah. But I'm talking pure football, running
That's all.
back.
We're talking numbers. That's all.
Adrian Peterson's a Hall of Famer. Yes, compiler for the last 5 years. I don't factor that in because he was a Hall of Famer before the compiler.
Exactly. But a Jonathan Taylor, this is the kid. He has, the potential to have a great career. But you're only an ACL away, right? That's the point, right?
Right.
But anyway, listen. Thanksgiving Day, your Cowboys Raiders.
Yeah.
What'd you think of that game?
Anthony Brown,
For
pass interference.
pass interference penalties. Yeah, that hurt.
Yeah.
But I saw the media coverage like this was a classic. What was it, 36-33? I go, it was classic garbage. It was the most the
Wasn't a
Cowboys
classic.
have ever been penalized in a game in their entire
140
history.
yards, if I remember correctly.
Right.
So classic, no.
Right, but I was all in on the Cowboys that day, and I just can't believe they let that slip away. To David Carr and the
I'm not
Raiders.
surprised. Listen, they're 6-4 now. It's a 17-game schedule. I'm expecting the Cowboys to be, if we go on a roll again and get everybody healthy.
Well, there's no competition in
12,
the NFC
12
East.
and 5, 11 and 6. Okay, and what does that mean? It means we win the division by 3 or 4 games because to your point,
It's very optimistic
Giants-
of you.
the Giants stink.
I'm not saying the
Washington
Giants are in the
stinks,
mix here.
and the Eagles stink.
Agreed, they're going to get the division, but
And if the Cowboys implode, they're still going to win the division.
but you're saying they're going to win 6 out of the next 7 games going into the playoffs? That's a 12 and 7.
We had no Amari Cooper and C.D. Lamb. Okay,
That's another story, by the way.
and I think I said this last week about Amari Cooper. A lot of people don't respect this guy.
I know you're
I
rolling
do.
on him.
I'm telling you, Amari Cooper.
You're overrating him.
I am not. No way, no how. I'm not.
Anyway, we'll see.
But listen, defensively, we gave up 30-plus points to the, they'll always be the Oakland Raiders to me. But Derek Carr, listen, I think Derek Carr is probably one of the top 7 quarterbacks in the NFL.
That's a bold statement.
No, I don't think so because I watch him. I go, this guy is a professional quarterback.
Listen, I
don't know if Oakland's gonna re-up him for that kind of money.
Well, they were already on the hook for him for years. They gave him a contract 2 years ago.
Not a long-term thing.
I'll defer to Kenneth Bowers on that one. He's a Raiders fan.
I think Derek Carr. If there's I'm telling you.
I kind of want to like him. I just
do
don't
like
know
him.
if I would put my chips on this side of the table.
You know why I like him? They're going to bring up Gruden because that quarterback camp, Gruden's quarterback camp, was one of my favorite shows of all time. I'm serious.
It wasn't bad.
I loved it.
I got it.
And Derek Carr, I saw the episode with him when he was coming out. He's smart.
I know.
And he's a quarterback.
I want to like him. I just don't know if he's in the Carson Wentz mold or something.
I'm a Derek Carr fan.
All right.
And I got to say real quick that you mentioned Carson Wentz on this thing I saw. I become a Carson Wentz fan. I'm serious.
You
folks.
are easily swayed, my friend. We have been sending him to the Amish farm.
I will say this: I'm rooting for Carson Wentz.
Okay.
I root for good people, and I never knew about Carson Wentz. And
It's hard to figure it out when you're in Philly because you get crucified no matter what you do.
Congratulations, Carson, on your second daughter being born last week.
Yeah. So, like I said, Steve, you're right on the Barkley thing, and the Giants aren't going anywhere, and But Kansas City is starting to heat up. They're looking really, really
well,
good.
let's stay on the Giants for a point here.
Why? They're only
Gettleman
3
is
and
gone.
7.
Gettleman's gone.
I think, yeah.
Correct. Let's just finish this conversation.
I would send Judge
They
Packin
fire
too,
Garrett.
though.
They
I would
fire
send Judge
Garrett.
Packin too. He's over his
Well, I
head.
think Judge is going to be gone because Gettleman's going to be gone.
So the new
And if-
GM brings his own guy in.
He's-
We get it.
I'm just wanted to finish on that. That's more than
Yep.
it's a highly probable outcome.
But you're right. There's 7 more games in the season, so we're getting down to crunch time in the NFL, and it's pretty good. But like I said, I like what Patrick Mahomes. People are writing him
It
off.
seems like the Chiefs have they went
Found
through
their way.
They went through this malaise, if you will.
Yeah.
But then Mahomes is playing like Mahomes.
He is. He's good. So listen, let's move on to college football because there's a football game today, which you and I have spent
365 days talking about, and it's today, and I'm not wavering.
And we haven't
It's
missed
at
one of these
Michigan.
games in how
Ohio
many
State
years?
will win.
Literally, probably 50 years. We've been
Ohio
watching
State
this
is
game.
winning today, and they're going to kick the crap out of Michigan.
I don't know that they're
Yes,
going to
they
kick
are.
them out.
Yes.
It's in the big house today.
I
you know.
understand. I understand.
I think it's Michigan's best chance to beat Ohio State, but I'm still going with the Buckeyes.
Oh, there's no question. I mean, the spread is 7.5. The way Ohio State's been playing, forget about it. Game, set, match, and we got our boy Luke Whippler making his first start, in this rivalry.
And I'm telling
It's
you,
awesome.
he's the starting center for the Ohio State Buckeyes, and he has played like a seasoned pro. Because I watch him the entire game.
Right.
Yeah, like we watch the whole field, but I focus on 53.
Right.
What a great season! I honest to God, I got to tip my hat to him. It's
Right.
great.
And it's kind of conflicting for me because my daughter is applied to Michigan.
Oh, boy.
And listen, we are Michigan guys. We've loved Bo Schembechler and all this. And also, there was a little, I don't know if we were going to do points of interest, but Bo Schembechler's statue got defaced, if you will, during the week at
You're
Michigan.
kidding.
No, because of the sexual blah, 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 blah.
Allegations. Yeah.
But my point is, I don't dislike Michigan. I actually love Michigan.
We did
football.
growing up. We
And we
couldn't wait
loved
for the
Ohio,
Ohio State.
That's why this is so
conflicting.
This game is oh god, it's great.
Yeah.
But to be objective, Ryan Day, we talked about this right during COVID.
We
right?
love this guy.
Yeah, but during COVID, remember they were on a conference call, Harbaugh and Day wanted to lay 60 on him. It takes this very personal, right?
Yep.
Right? It's business. It's not personal.
Right, but this is
Ohio State is on a roll right now offensively. I just think they're going to come in and just.
And listen, I've been putting this guy Harbaugh on the hot seat, but if he goes 0-7,
He's going
against,
no 0-6. He's on the verge of
no, he's 0-6 already.
0-5. 0-5.
All right, whatever. But big game. It's rivalry Saturday in college football, right? The Iron Bowl, Auburn,
Today
Alabama,
is here. I love today.
Oregon,
Today-
Oregon
are you
State.
kidding?
Big game tonight. Oklahoma State.
Today for college football is
It's the day.
the creme de la creme.
Yeah.
But Ohio State, Michigan, you and I will be watching in what, an hour and 10 minutes.
Right. And like I said, Oregon lost, so they're out. But Cincinnati won last night, so they're going to be in it. Cincinnati is going to make that Final Four,
I think so.
right?
And congratulations, Mel Tucker, for signing your 10-year, $90 million contract.
Is that official?
After losing 56-7 to Ohio State.
Did that really happen already?
Yes. Yeah, yesterday he signed.
And I've told you this. We've talked off camera here about this. I go, give him 3-4 years
I'm
at
not
$20 million, he would take it in a
I'm
second.
not begrudging this guy. Listen,
Especially
I was
after
gonna
that
make
loss,
it. I was gonna make a joke about it, like you lose 56-7, and now you're awarded with But this guy is all in. He's a football coach, and if he's gonna be there, it's good for recruiting. It's good for Michigan State. listen, that's the economics of college football.
That length of contract and
doesn't-
that amount of money is not an investment that the Spartans should have made. I'm sorry.
No, I disagree.
All right.
I disagree.
But let's just go
I
down.
think that's good for Michigan State.
Let's go down the rivalry games real quick. In Oklahoma State, I like Oklahoma to run them out of Dodge tonight.
Yeah, I gotta like Oklahoma.
Oregon State. Here's my upset. I like Oregon State. I think Oregon is reeling.
You going Beavers?
I am going to Beavers.
I'm going Ducks.
Okay. And the Iron Bowl, Auburn, Alabama. Do we really need to discuss this? Like, Alabama's not going to win by 20?
I don't know by 20 because Alabama hasn't been beating up teams they should be.
But they want
They will win. Don't
they-
get me wrong.
they will.
But back to Oregon. I'm just throwing it out here. Mario Cristobal, next head coach of Florida, and the reason I say that is because of his Florida ties from Miami, this, that, and the other thing. This guy's a great recruiter.
Why not the Miami job? I mean, you know.
Well, listen, Miami's playing Duke today. Manny Diaz has to win this big time.
Oh, no, he's gone anyway. He's gone anyway.
I don't know.
Yep. That's going to be push it to the vacancies to 10.
I can't say he's not going to be gone, but I will say this: Mario Cristobal.
Isn't he the logical choice?
Mario Cristobal will leave the upper Northwest for a Florida Miami gig.
Right.
And listen, if they fire Manny Diaz, pencil Mario Cristobal in.
That's what I'm saying.
That's the next head coach.
That's a
of Miami.
logical pick. Right
But if
there.
they don't,
Right.
then Florida is the gig. But Mario Cristobal is coming back to Florida.
Yeah.
And this guy's a good coach. Very good coach.
Oh, I like him, man. He was a hell
We
of a
remember-
football
totally.
player at him.
We
at
remember him
Miami,
during the Canes run, no doubt.
He was like, 310 pounds. Now he's like $185.
He's like Chris Snead now.
Yeah. Awesome. Big college football day today, and we will be buckling in for the Ohio State Michigan game.
You better,
so
you better believe it.
enjoy it. Steve, let's move on. Real quick, the National Basketball Association, 'cause some of our fans think we don't cover that enough. The big story was the LeBron and, suspension and so forth. It was kind of an ugly scene, to be honest with you.
Accidental elbow.
This guy went insane. though.
this guy literally went insane.
He did,
And I kind of enjoyed the footage of this.
Okay.
Right on the floor, like blah, 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 blah.
But again, NBA
Blah, blah.
fight, no punches
No,
thrown.
but then the guy ran through the tunnel and made a left.
Oh, really?
It was going to get past the security guard.
Right. His
Do you have a
face bleeding
ticket?
like Freddy Krueger.
Do you have a ticket?
Yeah, but listen, it was a kind of. I think it was accidental. I don't think it was an intentional elbow.
I saw the video. I thought it was accidental too.
Me too.
But
But he had to go down for a game. You got to be responsible for
But
your
speaking of the NBA, the Phoenix Suns are lights out right
roll.
now.
Smoked the Knicks last night.
Yeah, we talked about Steph Curry, what he's doing. So it's good for business.
It is good for business.
It's good for
but
business.
that was an ugly scene. That was kind of like the palace, the thing, right?
Right,
People jumping in the
Ron
stands.
Artest type of stuff.
But there was a great special on ESPN about the palace that night. The
Oh,
whole
yeah.
behind the scenes.
Oh,
If you never
totally.
saw it,
Yeah,
it's worth watching.
I've seen it.
But listen, hey, LeBron got his game suspension, and I wanted to bring up
The
this.
Knicks are struggling.
I know before the season started, the Knicks are going. They got Kemba Walker. They got now the Knicks are the Knicks, right?
Listen.
Randall signed his contract, so his best days are behind him.
I will say this: I was never on board with Kemba Walker because if the Celtics.
I don't dislike him. I like him actually. He's had a good career.
I'm on record. Leon Rose, I'm a big fan of, and I think this guy.
We talked about it.
I think he whiffed on this. The Kemba Walker signing, I really do.
It's putting seats and putting fans in the seats.
Now,
That's what,
I'm reading stuff where Tibbs wanted Reggie Bullock back, and Reggie Bullock is a definitely defender type of guy. He's a Tibbs guy. Listen, Tibbs lost this battle. Leon Rose decided to sign Fournier, right, from the Celtics. for $74 million, whatever.
Right, but the first week Fournier, was lighting it up and bringing, fans back like a
Okay.
Jeremy Lin thing, kind of.
Listen, this guy may pan out, but Kemba Walker with damaged goods, it's a bad signing. He's not going to help.
Okay, but listen, this is what you and I both thought we would see with the Knicks. I mean, Randall. Everybody has their greatest year kind of thing, and he's just getting outshined. And I know you're a Barrett fan, and I'm not. I just don't see him making it to that extent. But you're right. The Phoenix Suns, they are lighting it up. So look for them to make their way back to the NBA Finals. They're pretty good. And here's a note in the NBA: Kevin Durant passed Allen Iverson for 13th on the NBA all-time scoring list. That was a surprise.
Yeah.
Iverson put that many points up?
No,
And I thought Durant had more points than that.
I think for me the surprise is I thought Iverson was probably higher. I'm not saying
Don't take me to court.
I
on the
would have
13th.
said 9, 10.
Oh, but I thought Durant had way more points than Allen Iverson. But he just
No.
passed him on the list. And like I said, don't take me to court on 13. It's something like that. It's top 20, I think. Anyway, but Durant, best player in the league, right? Right?
Yeah, when he's healthy.
Giannis,
No.
Durant.
When Kevin Durant is healthy, he is the all-around best basketball player on the planet.
And you're right, Doug.
I mean, LeBron was for the last 15 years, but Father Time caught up to LeBron.
It has.
Kevin Durant is still...
And he's got what? Another 2 at least. He's getting up there too. He's been around.
and
He's got a lot of miles on those
he's got
tires.
2 to 3 years of, the best. Mm-hmm. And that's why it makes me sick when people mention James Harden. Like, what are you kidding?
He's a compiler.
Can he score? Yeah. Okay. Fine. Does he bring anything else to the table? No.
But I lost the whole thing for him. I was a big buyer of James Harden until he pulled that "send me out of Houston. I want to play and win the championship with Kevin Durant."
And
I
you know
lost
what?
it. Sorry.
I appreciate Sean Marks. Did you
Done a good job, no question.
Right. So I appreciate his philosophy of the big three. But then when you think about the Kyrie Irving, selfish James Harden, right? And then you have a Kevin Durant. Could you imagine if you had 3 Kevin Durants?
Yeah.
Right? You got 2 malcontents for the most part. Right?
Agreed.
So I can't put stock in the Nets winning the championship.
They're going to the finals, and I just don't know
We
if.
said this last year.
But if Phoenix
we
can
said
close
it,
the deal,
we said it last year.
I did. I'll take the rap for that.
No, I did too. I was like, I thought it a foregone conclusion,
Yeah.
right? But we just saw last year.
Well, listen,
What makes you think this year's any different?
there's 5 more months of NBA basketball, so let's
And when's
just,
Kyrie showing up?
when he wants to.
Of course.
When he wants to.
Right.
Let's move on to Major League Baseball, Steve. Hall of Fame candidates are being bandied about, and
One of our favorite topics,
and
yes or no?
I'm going to throw 2 names out right off the top, and you know how sports with mano and mano is, either
Rapid fire. I can't wait.
yes or no. Boom.
Boom.
David Ortiz,
No.
Alex Rodriguez.
No.
So those are the 2 prominent names.
Good.
I'm going to tell you right now, David Ortiz is getting in.
I
First
know
and
that.
foremost.
I know that.
Alex Rodriguez is not going to get in because if Bonds doesn't get in, then A-Rod can't get in. Agreed?
Correct.
But David Ortiz, I got to bring this up because, listen, he killed the Yankees. We watched him kill a lot of teams.
Big puppy.
But his first 3-4 years in the league, he was, with the Twins doing absolutely nothing.
Until what do you think sparked this?
But we don't know that for sure. So there's not a blacker cloud
I get it.
over him
get-
like Rodriguez and Bonds. Right?
Ortiz is kind of like Bagwell, right? Listen, Jeff Bagwell is a great baseball player, but Bagwell had that cloud never proven, and listen,
And he was also a compiler too.
I'm just saying Bagwell. Then I think of Mike Piazza.
Okay.
Then
He's in.
but there's no proof. But
Well, there's proof with Alex, and there's proof with
let me
Palmeiro.
finish on the Ortiz Piazza Bagwell thing. It's that type of, the suspicion was there. The fact that there is suspicion leads me to believe, right.
That there's a dirty sock somewhere.
That these guys aren't Lou Gehrig, Babe Ruth, Stan Musial, Hank Aaron, Mickey Mantle, naturally. But I cannot. Willie Mays. And I can't say that they're not. So Ortiz is getting in. Alex, yes, 2-time cheat, piece of garbage.
But would have been a great player just like Bonds without it. I mean, the numbers were...
that's the equivalent, Bonds and Rodriguez.
Yeah.
So if Bonds isn't in and Clemens isn't in, then Alex is not.
I'm going to throw another name at you because he's up for it, and I want your thoughts on it. I think I know your thoughts on it, but I looked at the numbers and it said Hall of Fame. Yeah, but not first ballot. Andy Pettit.
No.
Thank you. I mean,
no.
We love the guy, clutch pitcher, and
I'm not bringing up his steroid thing at all.
No, that's I don't even think that's.
Although Andy Pettit postseason outstanding,
never had 200 strikeouts in a season.
Listen,
right? Tom Seaver had what 11.
When I think of Andy Pettit, I think the best comparison that automatically comes to my head, Jerry Koosman. Is Jerry Koosman a Hall of Famer?
I don't think he got in, did he?
No. I mean, that's the point. It's like an Andy Pettit 40 years from now. I don't know if Andy Pettit got it, right?
But Pettit's postseason is
I couldn't be
remarkable.
a bigger Andy Pettit fan.
Me either.
And everybody knows I'm the biggest Thurman Munson fan.
Yeah.
And he's not in.
He's not.
And Don Mattingly's not in, right? So I don't do these are my favorite players, therefore they should be in.
Here's another name I'm going to throw at you. In or out? Manny Ramirez.
Out.
Because of same controversy, or his numbers are stellar. If you look at his numbers, he drove in 100 runs like 11 times. I mean,
if Manny Ramirez was a normal human being and his numbers, which they are, and you just asked me that question, unquestionable. A no-brainer.
but if Bonds doesn't get in, Ramirez doesn't get in, right?
No. Not in my Hall of Fame.
Exactly. And a couple other quick things in Major League
But
Baseball.
will Manny Ramirez get in?
No.
He might.
No, not with they know this is dirty laundry all over the
I'm
place.
hoping they do.
But Ortiz is getting in. A-Rod is not getting in, and that's going to be, when you look at the numbers, ludicrous.
Right.
Ludicrous.
Also, I think it helps Ortiz that, he had his back, in Cuba having a, sip of a drink and then accidentally got shot. And the sympathy. Big Papi.
Yeah. No, he's got the sentimental vote for sure. But I'm telling you, look at his first 4 years. This guy was struggling to survive in the major league.
Anybody who knows baseball in our audience, I think, agrees.
Yep.
Right? Walsh.
Chime in, please. Listen, a couple other quick things in Major League Baseball, and we talked about this
Hey, that lockout is imminent.
tick, tick, tick. I get it.
Imminent.
So the Rays signed this guy Wander Franco to a contract just like the Padres locked up, right? We talked about this.
But nowhere near the level of
But my monologue
Tatis
was
got.
saying the
Yeah.
thing was about, these guys, can they make money, in the first 3 years? They're locking these young kids up. This kid's a stud. He's going to be a major league.
I think this
Phenom.
is a win-win.
Yeah.
Like one of those win-wins.
For both.
You're a 20-year-old kid, man. You can pass up $180 million.
Nope.
You could be in a car accident tomorrow.
Exactly.
And from a management perspective, right?
Yep.
180. They signed Tatis to 320 or whatever.
So what are they going to have to sign these guys like Vlad Guerrero Jr. when he's up next year and that kind of thing, right? The numbers are going to go through the roof. Through the roof.
Yeah, but I don't think they can go any more north of Mike Trout. I don't.
Vlad Guerrero is going to get a bigger contract than Mike Trout.
I don't see it.
It's going to happen.
I don't see it.
We'll see.
Well, they're having this lockout, so
That's going to pass, though. Whatever. If it lasts 2 weeks, 2 months, it's going to pass. And then the
But we
money's going to
don't-
open up again.
that's an assumption. We don't know what the ramifications of this lockout is. So I'm going to lean on the side of I don't think anybody's going to get a bigger contract than Mike Trout.
Not before the lockout, but after the lockout's over?
That's my point. After, because we don't know the ramifications.
Agreed.
Of course, nobody's getting a bigger contract than Mike Trout.
No, I think that's...
We're 3 days out. We're 2
Steve,
days.
we used to think nobody would get a bigger contract than Alex Rodriguez got, and now they're just shattering these records.
But the owners are locking the players out. Do you actually think?
For now, it's going to change. Mike Trout's record is
Do you
less
think
than a
the
year old.
owners are locking the players out because they want to give bigger contracts out than Mike Trout?
No, it is
Yes,
it has
correct.
nothing to do with that. There's 100 other items on the collective bargaining table.
No, there's not. It's about money.
Right,
Period.
But it all ties back to tenure. And
I
all
get
this
it.
kind
There's 100 factors around money, but it's about the money.
But Steve, we had Bryce Harper when he was a free agent, and he got
You mean the
300 million.
The MVP, Bryce Harper?
Yes,
Who's
just saying.
worthy of his 300
But
million?
look at the kids you got in this league now. You got, the Vlad Guerreros, and these guys are going to break all kinds
We
of
talked
records.
about this last week. Bryce Harper is the National League MVP,
Yeah,
right?
2-time.
Right.
Yeah.
And the Phillies, did they make the playoffs?
No.
No. And we talked about it. George Bell and Andre Dawson were the last two National League AL MVPs.
For a team that
87.
didn't make the playoffs.
So Bryce and Otani, right? Did the Angels make the playoffs?
Actually, when Andre Dawson won the MVP, it was for a last place Cubs team.
No. Right. But he was the best player in the league.
No question about it.
But my point is, the owners must be sitting there saying, "I'm paying Bryce Harper $300 million," and Bryce Harper didn't have 390,
No.
56 homers, 179 RBI.
He didn't drive in 100 runs. He hit, 11
I'm not,
something.
listen, Bryce Harper deserved the MVP. Don't right. But my point
I'm
is,
not sure about that.
these $300 million contracts, the owners got to be like,
But it's the wave of the future.
I understand.
The wave
I
of the
understand.
future.
All right.
Anyway, so let's move on to college basketball. And this segment sponsored by Lynch Toyota of Manchester, Connecticut. Mike, hope all is well up there. His Patriots are doing well. You got to be happy. So NCAA basketball, this is kind of a good time of the year. There's these, the Maui Invitationals, these little holiday tournaments.
Chaminade beating Virginia and Ralph Sampson.
God, remember that? That
Yeah,
was
it
unbelievable.
was like 1980. That's how long ago.
Yeah, 82, something
80.
like that, But Kansas lost to Dayton, the Dayton Flyers. That's for
You better believe it.
Kevin Stapleton and Mark McCormick, former teammates of ours that went on to play football at Dayton. The Flyers beat Kansas.
That is correct. And one of my favorite players from Dayton is the older brother of John Paxson. Notre Dame, John Paxson. Chicago Bulls, John Paxson.
I don't know if I
Was
can get
Jim
the-
Paxson.
Jim Paxson.
And Jim Paxson had a great career with the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yeah, he did. They were
Right.
both good. They're both
Yeah, but
brothers were
Dayton,
good.
Dayton has always been a good, like, just,
Yeah,
yeah,
B team.
win their
kind of thing.
division and make some noise.
and beat
And
beat
boy, did
somebody
they
like Kansas.
And boy, did my point.
Right.
Boy, did they just make noise beating Kansas.
But listen, yeah, the number one team in the country was Gonzaga, who just absolutely rolled UCLA during
Correct.
the week.
Yeah.
And yesterday, lose to Duke. How about that?
Right.
How about this kid, this center? He seems like he's like 9 feet tall.
Right.
112 pounds. But this kid Timmy is good for Gonzaga, and this Banchero with Duke. Duke is back.
Right. Zion Williamson, Banchero. That's what it is.
Yeah, one and done kind of thing. He's
Coach
coming
K's
out.
last year, he's all in.
It is.
You don't want to go to class? That's okay, Banchero.
There's been a little controversy with him and
And then with the name
Coach
likeness
K's
images,
grandson.
yeah, Banchero's got $1 million and Banchero don't want to go to chemistry class. He's making an appearance down in Durham.
Now listen, we love college hoops, and it's starting to heat up, and there's great talent across the board. I just love it. But listen, Duke had kind of a crappy year last year. I mean, cross that aside because it was the pandemic and so forth, but they're back, and it's Coach K's year, and they're going to make a run. North Carolina looked good, and but I tell you, Gonzaga, they're definitely the number one team in the country. But to lose to Duke, that could shake things up, but look for them to be back in the Final Four.
I will say this. Yesterday, I got home after Thanksgiving. Turn on the TV. What's on? Hoosiers. I've seen Hoosiers probably. It may
Many
be,
times as I've seen The Godfather.
I was gonna say it's probably number 3 now behind
Godfather.
Godfather 2,
Rocky 1.
Goodfellas.
Okay. Casino might be up there.
I'm being honest with my audience. I cry every single time when Jimmy Chitwood hits that shot and they're in the huddle. What's the matter? What's the matter with you guys? Coach, I'll make it. And he hits it, right?
Good movie.
No, it's a great movie. But the point is, like right after that, I don't know, it's like 30 seconds before they go into that last thing, and there's a picture of the 1952 state champ, and this is a true story.
From Indiana.
Yeah, right? And Gene Hackman, the movie ends with, he says, I love you guys. And to me, God, it kills me every time.
Good sports movie.
Yeah, because
I still put Pride
Him
of the
saying-
Yankees as my all-time favorite
I
sports
know, but
movie.
him saying that embodies, it doesn't matter
Yep.
if you're coaching a little league team to everything. It's
It's sports.
It's that bond.
That's what sports is about.
That's what it's
right?
about. And that's why we do what we do, like we're talking about.
Exactly. And we've been on the
But I
field.
want to admit, as a macho 56-year-old man, I cry every single time. Now, if there's people in the room, I try to hide it.
Of
mind you.
course.
I get verklempt.
I'll go get the hors d'oeuvres during
Totally.
this part. Yeah.
Don't worry about it, Shirley. I'll get it.
Yeah, but college hoops, that's heating up. Looking forward to that. We'll keep you guys posted.
No doubt.
But listen, we would love to hear from you because I actually watched Syracuse lost yesterday. And
Again?
We have a lot of Syracuse. The Boeheim brothers and the head coach. College hoops is awesome. Real quick, Steve, I gotta give you a shout out here. We go the National Hockey League. Ovechkin had a hat trick last night.
Yeah.
Takes a puck in the face, blood all over the place, scores a hat trick.
Yeah.
Is he going to break the record?
Well, it's funny you mention that because I was with one of my dear friends, Greg Pavarotti, diehard Ranger fan, hockey lover.
Yep.
And last night, he comes up to me and he says, Ovechkin. And I said, he's going to break the record. I mean, it's going to happen.
I'm saying no.
It's going to happen.
I'm saying no.
And Greg is in agreement with me. It's going to happen.
Okay.
I think it's 3 years out.
Does he got 3 years left? That's
It's
the
going
problem.
to happen.
Okay.
I said last week we need a Galuli, Nancy Kerrigan, Tanya Harding thing.
Even if it happens, he's never going to be the great one, like Wayne Gretzky, 99, best player ever.
Of course not. Of course not.
All right. I'm rooting for him now.
And we talked about it last week too. Connor McDavid is the only one that
If he stays healthy, heir apparent.
is Mario Lemieux, great one.
Yep.
Right? We love Mark Messier more than anything. Mess, talent-wise, we're just talking skill level right here, right? So Ovechkin is an assassin goal scorer. That's it.
He's got his camp. He just sits there and
But that's it. Wayne Gretzky was, the most skillful player we've ever seen. And Mario Lemieux was one dash-A.
And if he was healthy, he would have broke Wayne Gretzky's records. I honestly
But he
believe
wasn't.
that. I know.
But he wasn't.
But he was close, even with
That's
what he
why I
went
just
through.
said Mario is one dash-A.
So listen, I wanted to bring one other thing up before we move into our random points of interest. The World Cup, and one of our listeners, Diego, sent me a thing. Portugal or Italy is not going to be in the World Cup, which is unheard of.
Unheard of.
They got this crazy draw in the qualifying matches and stuff. So, Italy and Portugal, one of them's not going to be in there.
Uzbekistan upset? And,
I'm going with Portugal. I think Ronaldo is going to be. This is going to be his
I got to go with the
World Cup.
Congo. I got to go Congo here.
I don't think they.
No?
No, I don't think so. But Italy and Portugal.
Diego, I'm kidding. But, I mean, that statement is huge, right, for our soccer fans.
But I
Italy or Portugal not to be in the World Cup is huge.
Exactly. And Ronaldo not being in the World Cup would be devastating for the World Cup. So I like their chances to make it over Italy. That's my point.
I think that would lean towards my Messi is better than Ronaldo argument.
Let's check the archive shows you dwelled on quite often.
I'm a Messi guy.
And I actually heard something from my grandson. He's into soccer now, and I said, "Who's your favorite player?" And he goes, "Ronaldo and Messi." I go, "You gotta pick one." He's a little too young to pick one, but he brought up the two most prominent names in soccer.
You give me 5 minutes in a room with that kid, Messi.
No, but for him, for a 7-year-old to bring up those two names in soccer.
Hey, Logan, you like your Messi jersey that I got you? It's autographed.
Diego would be happy that he even brought those names up. It's funny. Steve,
In
let's
fact, I would bring his Barca and Argentina jersey.
Yeah.
Which one do you like, Logan?
All right. Listen, let's move on to our random points of interest. Couple of things, Steve. The Dick Vitale coming back calling the UCLA Gonzaga game was pretty powerful, man. I got to tell you.
Diaper Dandy, baby! Diaper Dandy!
He's on the all Windex team.
It's it.
Cleans the glass.
He's a man-child!
It was awesome. I love this guy. He's
I
college
love Dickie V.
basketball.
Totally.
And
No doubt.
he really it caught him off guard. He broke down and but it was... Got a root for this guy. He's 81.
He's genuine, though. Dickie V has always been genuine. And you know how many guys we hate, but there's many guys we love.
We've heard him call, 5,000?
Dickie V is one of the guys we love.
But it was great to see. Great for him. Hopefully, things work out for him. But he's 81, and, he knows the end is near.
So what, like 40 years you and I have been arguing who does the better Dickie V?
Oh, come on. There's no question. He's a diaper dandy. Come on. That could go on for a week.
Oh, my God.
But I was so happy to see him come back,
Of
man.
course.
Big time. Big fan of his.
And he's a local guy, Jersey, like born in...
Elmwood Park? Something like that?
like East Rutherford, like Beckton and all that.
I think he coached at Elmwood Park High School or something.
Beckton, which
Beckton?
used to be
Yeah.
it's kind of weird around here.
But
Like,
even head coach of the Detroit Pistons
right,
for what, a year?
Yeah, great run with the
Cup of coffee. Listen, a couple other things real quick. Amon Shumpert, congratulations, won Dancing with the Stars,
Oh,
first
my God.
NBA player to do so. I know, Mr. Walsh is was glued to the TV watching
You
that.
kidding me? I called out sick from work to watch the finals on this.
Not. Anyway, there was something yesterday, Steve, that was, you brought it up, and it was Ramapo High School football.
Yeah.
It was actually broadcast live, so I got a chance to watch it on the computer. Very emotional situation with the coach passing away
Right.
last week.
What an emotional night last night. I tell you.
And what a great game.
Ramapo, Northern Highlands, right? Final was 35-30.
Great game, though.
It was a great game.
Classic high school football.
And I
game.
bleed for these Ramapo kids, right? They wanted to win this for Coach who passed away.
Which means you got to give
It
a
was
lot
a
of
cold
credit.
night.
Yeah, little snowflakes in the early part
It
of
was
the game.
everything you wanted in a high school game,
Yep.
right? But Northern Highlands, right? Minute 44, Ramapo takes the lead on a field goal. 30-28, right? Kickoff, and Northern Highlands runs to the 50. And at that point, I knew Highlands was going to punch. Like, I didn't expect a touchdown. I expect a game-winning field goal.
Yep.
But Highlands deserved to win the game. And
But I got to give a lot of credit to that quarterback for Ramapo. He's really Jake.
played
Was
his
it
heart.
Grusser?
Jack Grusser.
Jack Russer. What a great game, but an instant classic in high school football. We talk about the NFL, but it didn't measure up. And you know what? Yes, it was an emotional thing, and the Cinderella story would have been that Ramapo wins for Coach Gibbs. But you know what? I think they're all winners. They played in a great football
Right.
game, and they put their hearts on the line.
And you know what? I'll finish on this. The 2001 World Series. The Yankees lost to the Diamondbacks, right, on the Mariano Rivera pitch.
Which nobody saw coming.
But the point is, because the 9/11 happened in New York, we all expected the Yankees
To win.
through
Exactly.
God, right, for lack of a better term. Like, he's watching, and
Whatever.
it would be appropriate, right?
About him.
I thought about that last night. But the point is, these kids will never, ever forget that night. My heart still bleeds for Ramapo because the kids right now
Of course.
are like, think they let him down, but they didn't.
They did not.
They didn't.
Not in any way, shape, or form.
And I'm getting emotional again.
But it was a great game. And,
yes,
you could,
and Northern Highlands deserved to win.
sure.
And it was a 30,
Exciting game.
35-30 is
Yeah.
a great game. And, God,
So
yeah,
wait.
I'm glad you brought it up because I've been emotional about this for 2 weeks.
And I watched it, though, and I said, listen, I've seen 1,000 high school football games. This was a classic.
Great
It
game.
will be.
It really was.
Almost meaningless, but the match, Brooks beat Bryson yesterday in the Thanksgiving Day Challenge 1-on-1. So he beat him 4-3. And
I mean, Bryson gave him a good. I mean, come on, 4-3. Could have gone either
I
way.
get it. I didn't spend 30 seconds watching it.
Garvey. What does DeChambeau mean in French?
Yeah, we'll get an email.
Good
from Mike.
one.
Very good. So listen, we move on to our notable passings. Doug Jones, a relief pitcher for the former Indians, now the
Before
Guardians.
we do our notable passings, just to remind the audience, this is the praise. This notable passings is not a mourning thing. It's a praising of those who
An
have
acknowledgement of
of the-
people that made an impact on something.
period.
Yeah.
That's it.
Agreed.
Okay? I just want to remind the audience. That's why we do this.
Good.
Okay?
Doug Jones, 64, relief pitcher.
Yes.
Is he going to the Hall of Fame? No.
No, but I remember Doug Jones. Like, he's the type of guy, like, when I heard he passed, I can automatically visualize him in my head.
With the mustache. He had a mustache.
But, you know, with like 48 teams,
Yeah.
right? But that's a notable passing.
No doubt. 64 years
R.I.P.
old.
Doug Jones.
Died from COVID symptoms.
Had a more than serviceable career. Hall of Fame, no, but that absolutely.
Sticking with baseball, Bill Verdon.
Yeah.
Right? 90. What a career in Major League
You know
Baseball.
what my memory of Bill Verdon is? Yankees manager. Right?
Absolutely.
And I was watching TV, didn't know, I think it was 10.
Had a good career with the Pirates, too, as a player.
Right. But Billy Martin was announced is coming to be the manager next year, right? And Bill Verdon was that's how I knew about Bill Verdon. Then, of course, I do my homework. Pittsburgh Pirates and all this stuff. But Bill Verdon.
Houston Astros, didn't he manage?
Right, yeah. But I'll never forget. And I'm like, Billy Martin and Billy Martin to me is
Managerial
folks
royalty.
Billy Martin, scars and all.
Read the book #1. It's one of the funniest books you'll
I
ever
met
read.
Billy Martin in person in Boston. I stood in line for 2 hours and I had my autograph.
Yeah.
But that's how I remember Bill Verdon. Yeah. Right? And,
Long career in Major League
90
Baseball.
years old.
90.
R.I.P.
Yep. Steve, I'm going to give you this. There was a Seinfeld character that passed away.
The ass man.
The ass man. Lou Cattell.
Hey, ass man!
I'm waiting for the motor vehicles to straighten it out.
Right? I saw that midweek.
Ass man.
Ah, it was great.
But he had a good career. He was actually in Pee-wee's Big Adventure movie.
Character actor, had a good career, man. But the ass man, you think this guy when
Hey, did you get the wrong license plate? Yeah.
But do you think when this guy Seinfeld needs you on Thursday at a 4:00 taping?
Done. I'm going.
Right. That he would know I'm the ass man.
It was so funny.
It was great.
Classic episode, by the way.
When I saw it, I immediately texted my partner.
Lou Cattell, 90.
Hey, Lou Cattell. Who?
And listen, real quick before we sign off here, Stephen Sondheim, very prominent guy, lyricist, composer.
Totally.
West Side
What, are
Story
you
was
kidding?
probably his biggest thing.
Wow, this is huge.
91 years old.
But huge.
He's got an Oscar, a Tony, a Grammy. He's got everything. Great career in I guess.
Did Kramer sit in his seat when he accepted his Tony?
He was a filler. Kramer was a filler.
Totally.
But Sondheim, 91.
Sondheim is huge. That is Babe Ruth of Broadway.
Yes, it is.
It's
Yeah.
Michael Jordan of Broadway. I don't know how else to describe it.
But again, like Steve said, these are, mentions because these were prominent people and what they did.
We're praising them.
And we are.
We're-
And before we sign off, there's one little note I'm going to sneak in here. I just found out I'm going to be a grandfather for the 3rd time.
oh my God!
My daughter's
My
gonna have-
21st niece nephew. What is this? The 5th
I got nieces and
grand
nephews
uncle
galore,
status?
But to my
Do we know what we're having?
we don't.
We don't. All right.
But it's going to be the 3rd grandchild.
I couldn't be happier for my partner,
too.
my brother, and your daughter, who
Yeah.
is also my goddaughter,
Yeah.
Nicole. Chris Miller, the husband.
Yeah.
Hayden and Logan, their brother and sister. And, great news.
It is.
Congratulations.
So listen, everybody, thanks for joining us, and please send us an email at sportswithmono@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you.
We have some.
We talked about this, but
It's happening.
okay.
All right, and we'll give you an update. So let us do it first, and then we'll tell you about it.
Okay.
But it's happening.
And then we'll,
It's imminent.
That's the breaking news that we're talking about, but we're very excited about it, and we're going to broaden our horizons.
We are.
Looking forward to hearing from you guys. Have a great weekend, and hope you had a great Thanksgiving. We'll catch up to you guys next week.
You got it. Thank you, Pope.
Be good.
Bye.